the one and only, my dear friend. Happy New Year, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Judge, great to have you back.
Happy New Year, Sean. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, it's kind of simple to me. They did hold Steve Bannon in contempt, didn't they? They held Peter Navarro in contempt. I thought we had equal justice and equal application of our laws, so I would assume the Democrats that voted to hold Bannon and Navarro in contempt are going to hold Hunter in contempt, right?
Well, look, Sean, you know what? I believe in the criminal justice system. I gave my life to it. But I have to tell you, the more I see this, the more I become so disillusioned. Look, they're preparing a resolution for Congress to hold Hunter Biden in contempt. Not only is he in contempt because he defied a congressional subpoena, but he thumbed his nose at Congress and the American people when he actually went out and held a media event and basically said, my father didn't do anything, and then took no questions. He said, look, I want to do this in the open. I don't want to do it behind closed doors. Look, you don't get the opportunity to tell Congress how they should or shouldn't interview you. So the bottom line is, if there's any justice in this country, he will be held in contempt the way Bannon and Navarro have been held in contempt. But, you know, and now we hear that his sugar brother, Kevin Morris, is giving him money. They want to do a documentary on his life. So we see him as the great father that he is, but for the child of the woman that he doesn't like. And what a great painter and what a great worker he is. So this is all about PR and hiding from the truth.
All right, so Democrats now, they're trying to claim that, well, Donald Trump owned a hotel in Washington, D.C., and people from countries like China, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, whatever, that they actually went to the hotel. And they're saying, see, Donald Trump got paid by foreign governments, and it's against the Emoluments Clause. The only problem is there's a big difference, isn't there, between Joe Biden going against Obama administration policy after taking a call from Hunter and two Burisma executives that desperately needed D.C. help because they wanted the investigator in Ukraine, Viktor Shokin, fired. There's kind of a big difference that he leveraged $1 billion, and as a result of his official actions, Hunter continued to get paid for sitting on that board with no experience at a time when he was addicted to pretty hard drugs. Any comparison in your mind?
There's absolutely no comparison. Donald Trump wasn't involved in the business once he became president. The bottom line is he had properties. He was entitled to have someone else monitor those properties and make money from those properties. OK, now let's talk about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was supposed to register under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Anyone who represents a foreign country interest in the United States is supposed to register. In fact, this lawyer named, I think it's Beretta, ends up retroactively registering as a foreign agent because he, as a lawyer, represented Zolchevsky, who was the president of Burisma, at exactly the same time that Hunter did. Now, the fact that Hunter didn't register as a foreign agent and this guy registered retroactively, I can show you another example of the inconsistent justice, because Paul Manafort tried to do the same thing. He said, let me register retroactively, and they wouldn't let him, and he ended up going to jail. But the truth is that Hunter Biden not only was representing a foreign interest in the United States, he called his father as soon as Zolchevsky, the owner of, or the head of Burisma, called. He said, Dad, we got to get the prosecutor off this case, or I'm not going to be able to make any money being on the board. 3 days later, Joe Biden goes over. He leverages our tax dollars, Sean. That was $1 billion of our money. They get the prosecutor off, and together they end up making sure that the Biden family gets all the money that they need. And you want to call that is corruption. It's a violation of FARA. And, you know, Hunter Biden is going to be arraigned on, I believe, February 11th on 9 counts in Los Angeles related to tax charges, but not Foreign Agent Registration Act. You know why? Because that will connect Joe Biden, and they don't want to look at Joe Biden. They allowed the 2014 and 15 years to pass the statute of limitations because that's when Hunter Biden says, me and my dad are watching here. We want $10 million. This is a sad commentary on justice. And today, Joe Biden gets out there and talks about democracy on the ballot. It is laughable, Sean.
All right. Judge, Happy New Year. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.